This is the bow that I did the grip repair on. The low viscosity super glue I ordered to finish the grip off still hasn't arrived. So what I've done is I've cleaned off all the old varnish, and I thought I'll have a quick check of the tiller now so that when the glue does turn up I can finish it and get it all done. It said it was to a 29-inch draw, but I'm not going to pull it to 29, I'll pull it 28 just to check. And I've had to adjust my scale because it's very deep in the grip, so I've had to lift the scale because you measure draw length from the back of the bow there. So we'll just have a look. And I don't particularly want to be working on the tiller, but it's just good to make sure it's in, you know, reasonable balance before I say it's done. Oh, that looks alright, doesn't it? It looks quite nice. 24. That's 28. Must be working quite hard here and here, but I'm not going to mess about with it. Just nice to have a look at it. There you go. I've managed to get all that yew that I just harvested up on my shelves. Had a bit of a tidy out, and I was fortunate I found my next door neighbour's got a log burner, so all my offcuts I just trimmed them on the bandsaw and dumped them in his front garden for him. And I've got a couple of staves here. I thought this is a nice compare and contrast. This is a very dodgy bit of elm given to me by my mate Rob as a bit of, well, it might make a bow, it might not, we'll see. Might make a primitive. I had another bit of it a while back and the bow exploded. It was just too knotty, full of burrs and knots. This has got a couple, but they don't seem to be too bad. That might be alright. And this bit is one of the old staves I sorted out. It's not bad actually, it's been roughed down. And my mate Rob's after a 70 pounder. I'm thinking that might make quite a nice 70 pounder and reflex the tips. I'll just sort of press on with it quick and just see what we get, and I might do the two sort of side by side. I don't hold any great hopes for the elm, and it may just well explode on me. Yeah, working on this elm bow, taking off all the bark. I've exposed this massive great cavity which pretty much screws it because there's not a lot of width left there. Yeah, not for a primitive shaped bow, but I could cut it about here where you'd have the narrow limb at the tip and probably get about 58 inches out of it. So I might be able to get a little, you know, a short draw, a punchy short draw bow. So there's a lot of reflex in the whole stave, but it's just spoilt the balance of the whole thing. I mean, the reflex was fairly even with that being the centre. If that's the end, that now puts the centre there, which just throws the whole thing out. I'm not sure whether to even bother continuing. No, on due consideration, I think that's just firewood. There's a difference between liking a challenge and being foolhardy. So you've got this other knot here. I had a little go on the belly with the draw knife and it just wasn't pleasant to work. It was tough and tangly, and it's sort of very thick. And by the time I'd thinned it from the belly, I'd be coming into these knots and burrs. And the other bit I had just exploded. You see, look, we've got more there. Yeah, I think I'd be foolhardy. You know, you've got to choose your battles carefully. I think I'll just cut that up. Firewood for the bloke next door.